We ready, we up, we up. Welcome to the Shim Show, y'all. The Shim Talk, Shim Talk, Shim Talk. I'm the she, they're the him. I'm Honey.
I'm Mel.
It's me, Juan.
And today we're going to get into it. Our topic today, transgender and sports. In sports and sports. So, first of all, transgender in sports, and the reason why this is interesting because one, it's they just made a ban with the transgender participating in elite sports, and elite sports qualify as collegiate level sport, Olympian sport,
Right.
even down to the boxing industry and MMA.
Mm-hmm.
What I find interesting is it's mostly targeted towards male to female, not so much of male female to male. One, I have a couple of points, but I'm interested to know what y'all think. What y'all think?
Well, for me, it's that like you said, for it's more female males turn females. More is more attention on that than male. I'm sorry, I'm messing up, y'all. Than female turn male, and that's because we genetically, women can't beat men. That's just genetically. So if I'm a female turn male,
B?
beats like
okay.
physically, like we're
Okay.
physically DNA or physically our makeup is two different things, right? Men are way stronger than women, right? So a female turned male probably would rank in the top 300-400, where male turned female can rank in the top two.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason why. You get what I'm saying? And it's not fair that a male turned female can jump into a female sport because he was ranked 1,000 out of his sport. You feel what I'm saying? And then join a women's sport, and now he number one. I'm sorry, she number one. Excuse me, politically correct. Now she's number one in her field. When you had these women working twice as hard every day trying to get what she got. That shit ain't fair. I don't agree with none of that.
What you think?
I'm with society.
Well, for me, I actually have to say, well, I agree, but the thing that's more harming to the whole situation for everybody is when it comes to the men, like you said, they're the ones who catching the gripe about this.
Right.
Because they are the ones who are overpowering the other, the woman. But we have to understand that once you gave them the right to change their sexuality, you allowed them to be able to have the right to be able to move to the other sports. The government opened up that opportunity. They're fussing about it, but they're the ones who gave the opportunity for this to happen. Because once you said yes that they can change their sex, then you gave them the right to be able to say, I am now a woman or a man.
So you think they should have a T in front of their gender marker to let them know that with that you are not a bio, not a bio woman? But how would you know that? Because you can't compete no more. But how would you know?
The thing of it is just about once you change, they know genetically how you were born,
right?
So they're going to know you had a sex change when you change your name and stuff. So I'm just saying that we have to understand that first off, as Shim, we love everybody. Let's make that very clear.
Of course.
We are here to support our whole community as a whole.
Of course.
Okay, so it's not saying right or wrong. What we're saying is what people are talking about, and we're just trying to get them to understand that the reason it is this way is because, once you say yes, you can change your sex, you saying yes, you're allowed to change your sex. Not just saying it on paper, but that's as a physical living.
So my thing is this. One, yes, you can we are now in the age where gender reassignment is a thing. But even progressively move and think about age, the children that's playing sports, high school, think about contact sports, think about like I said, on a collegiate level, we already know how they utilize these athletes to their benefit. So are they going, it could be a thing of they're conditioning more transgender athletes again for their sports programs. Um, they might, get into them while they're young, and it just opens up a lot of other doors. We of course we don't want any discrimination. We don't want any human rights to be deprived, any inequalities, and it's already a margin in between female sports and male sports, whether it's NBA, WNBA,
Right.
whether it's pay, whether it's participation.
Mm-hmm.
It's already a margin. So to fill that gap and to make people understand and more open to this is now a thing. We can't just single out because they chose one individual chose to reassign their gender.
Well, me
Okay.
personally,
Okay, so with the reassignment, okay, as you said, once they do that, should it be that maybe they have their own, maybe go against each
I was
other?
just about to
I
say
mean,
that.
because
Yeah,
because this is unfair. You were
100%.
you were a man and your standard ratings was like a 20. And now you going against women and your ratings becoming number 2.
Right.
Is that actually fair? Is she having a fair
Hell
chance
no.
because now she's not hormonally that your hormones don't completely change
Right.
from your strength. Your hands are still bigger. You still 6'1".
You
You still, those things don't change.
It's some
Exactly.
biologically born females that's six. Brittany Gardner.
Yeah,
she's
but-
about 6'7".
Yeah,
Yes.
but come on, that's
But
not
the average.
Thank you. That's not the average.
We're not going to say
But
that
if you-
don't happen.
But
That's
if you
not
put
the
these
average. That's not the
individuals
average.
in their own category, it's not like it's Google. Like, yes, if you open up the arena, yes, more
Hold on,
individuals.
talk about Keisha. What the hell is a Google?
When you open up the arena, more individuals will come out. Because they see it as a space for them.
Mm-hmm.
However, right now, and we also have to think about our children coming up.
Okay.
Transgender children, just like Dwayne Wade's baby,
Uh-huh.
Still a child, still a minor, but still going through these things. Now, we don't know how athletic inclined this child is. However, make it comfortable for them to be able to do so. But by banning and categorizing, individuals are individuals, because it wasn't that too long ago that they said the same thing about black people.
Well, Zaya is very athletic. She was playing basketball a long time before she started her transition. So Zaya, she can play ball. But I just really feel like they need their. I think that transgenders that play sports should have their own league. I bet you there's a bunch of money in that particular sport. I bet you people will go crazy.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Real quick, I don't mean to cut y'all off. I do want to say they won't do that because it'll be more entertainment to watch it
That's
as
what
money than to actually
It'll
enjoy
be
the
more
sport.
for the show.
That was
Yes.
just my one little input.
Yes.
Real quick, over
Very
on YouTube, Angelique said many trans people will say out loud that they understand that women are at a great disadvantage competing against trans athletes. Then she came back again and say many people in trans community will say they understand that if they are male to female in athletics, know what the CIS gender women is at a great disadvantage.
Now, I'm going to say
Cisgender.
to
And for those
And
who
to her?
don't know, cisgender is biologically born for your
A woman.
your gender.
You're
yes.
right. You're right.
Yes, Angelique, I know you speak. That's a friend of mine. I know you speak heavy on that because you know a lot about it. But I know that we're not saying that they don't feel that way. We just trying to say how could we make that better for everybody else, because there may be a weight limit or something maybe can be implemented, because some of those guys are extraordinarily going into a woman's sport.
And dominating it.
Yes, and they can dominate the
Right, as Keisha
The
said,
sport.
Google ups. Yeah.
Say it again
Can I say
here.
something?
I'm just saying, Google
Well, I'm trying to wait
ups.
for everybody to give me a cue. They are not giving me a cue to talk, so I'm just going to ask for the permission, Mel. You do
Right.
mind? What I want to say, Mel, is like what you was just expanded, how they come in at a greater advantage. And Juan mentioned that, or was it Keisha said that some people are like Brittany Garner who are at size, but how often do you see women at that size?
Right.
Let's first be realistic.
Right.
Yes.
Women are not averagely walking around over 6 feet tall.
Right.
yeah.
But the WNBA scope out those specific women.
Yeah, they do. But if we do it, we treat it like boxing, and you got to be in your weight class. How many of those transgender people will make that weight class to get on that team, even with their teammates, let alone overhead people who are a team against them? Those people will battle them down to the ground if they determine the weight class is what make the difference.
And I can take it a step further. Morally, as a cisgender woman, morally, I feel like a trans woman ultimately know that if we arm wrestle, she gonna beat me in an arm wrestle, right or wrong. She gonna beat me. So why? So I feel like you bullying me now. Cause why even do it? Why even do it? I feel like
But
you're bullying me now. Why even do it?
But you have some women that
They don't see it that way.
But even the like Leah, no, the boxer Fallon Fox,
Fallon Fox. Yeah.
she entered MMA. 6 wins, 1 defeat. But also, it's some women like, bring that bitch on. I got her. I got what she need right here.
True.
You know what I mean? And again, it's up for the fight. So if it's a sports as such as that, MMA, but when it come down to like it's women that can beat guys.
True. 100%.
Biologically born.
Yeah.
It's women that can beat guys, even in boxing or whatever. However, when it comes down to it, it's more than just anatomical structure.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than just the biology. Some people have a fear of the unknown, and we say this all the time, as well as I don't want it to get to a place where it's for the show. We just tuning in just to see, like Joanna Man and I'm using that as an example.
But how do you combat it? I'm sorry.
Bringing awareness to it. Opening up people's eyes and, treating these people as equals.
Okay, but you said bringing awareness to it. Then what? Then what do we do with it?
But okay, so they still have a problem because we can't look at it just from one side of it.
Right.
Okay, now let's look at their side.
Okay.
Even if they say, okay, now we're gonna try not to fight women, but let's be honest, they can go back and take and fight men, but most of the men not gonna want to fight them.
Right.
So they're kind of in a losing situation because now they have did the gender reassignment.
Mm-hmm.
So now society is starting to say, no, you can't play with men. You can't go against men. No man wants to feel your breast. It's uncomfortable for them to go through that situation. So we can't say we can't put them here and we can't put them there. You can't do that.
So why not start a league of your own? That's what blacks did. When the way they didn't let us in the MLB, we had our own black baseball teams. We excelled in it. I don't know what happened with it because don't quote me on anything, but we was excelling with it. You feel what I'm saying? And people were coming out. They were watching it. They were entertained by it. You feel me? Why not have a league of your own?
And then guess what
You gonna have
happened?
shit and giggles anywhere. I heard what you said, B. But you gonna have shit and giggles anywhere. Everybody's gonna look and laugh at some shit. Look at the WNBA right now. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to happen. But
you saying the WNBA is a
we're trying to
no. I'm saying
we're trying to bring it together. Hold on. If we're trying to bring it together and we're saying this is not a choice, this is normal, this is how we live, why would we separate ourselves again?
Yeah.
Now that's what you're doing.
It's scientifically proven that the genetic makeup are different. It's proven. This is science. This is proven numbers, proven data.
So, because I knew that medicine and science were going to come up. One, it is some policies and procedures that is aligned with like in World Boxing or something. In order to be licensed, they have to have a minimum of 2 years hormone replacement therapy, gonadectomy, which is the surgical removal of genitals, medically cleared, and they also have to test for their levels. Now, here's where the problem lies.
Yes.
That is for male to female.
Yes.
Because female to male have to take testosterone and other type of steroids, and other anabolical terms or liquids and medication, which, but it's also banned in most professional sports. So now what? Where do you put these people?
I don't know. It's just
I have a transgender child.
Okay.
Okay. My son is transgender.
Okay.
Yeah, currently my son.
Okay.
So, yes. So
FTM.
I have to actually say, I couldn't imagine. Okay, he plays sports, but I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't imagine him going to fight a man because even though he grown, he ain't getting no taller. His hands ain't getting no bigger. He ain't getting no bigger.
That's my point.
Those hormones did none of those things for him. He's still structured the same way. Only thing, he's masculine in the face. His, your hormones made his face look
right.
But, excuse me, guys. But the truth of the matter is, that's my thing. It's not, and I understand you made a very valid point. It's mostly men to women that we have those problems with. That is true. But now that still stands firm for my son. My son has to now only being as a man in certain sports. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying it's different for them because they are not built. You don't get that. They go to the gym, and I know some very some transgenders. Actually, my friend that just spoke, Angelique, her husband is Diesel, like a big guy. You know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't know, no different. And what I'm saying is, because of that, it's like, you can build the muscle, but it's going to take you it's going to take a lot of dedication and some time to get to be able to be on the level of a man.
And I also think that when a female turn male, they still have that thing in the back of their head where, it's like not scared or intimidated, or I don't know what word to really find to say it, but they're still feeling like, all right, these are still men. You get what I'm saying? So I'ma still have to. How can I say this?
I don't agree with you on that.
Like,
I know some of them that make some guys look kind of shabby.
They do.
So but I'm not gonna say that.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that they won't feel like the men will treat them like men. So they don't join. It's not really heard of for them joining the sport because you have to disclose this kind of information. And when you disclose this kind of information, and the guys on your team know that you was once a woman, they're going to start treating you as such.
I don't know about that.
I don't
know about that.
I think so. It's like subtle, not like all right, miss, you can pull out or anything of that nature, but like, all right, you know what I mean? Not hit you as hard if y'all was playing football. Like, try to take it easy on you a little bit because they know that once a long time you was Keisha and now you.
But if we normalize inclusion, then I think some of these issues will go away.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about right now in society right now.
And that's what we're talking about. But
you telling me if a female turned male, if he joined the basketball team full of men and the men knew that this was a female turned male, they're gonna still rock like one of the boys?
Why not?
For me or you, yes, why not? But I'm talking about realistically.
We talking about men. We talking
a group
about
of men is what I'm saying.
Now you gotta remember. You have to remember. This is about sportsmanship.
Right.
These are people who play sports.
Right.
Also, you talking about gender reassignment here. They don't look nothing like this.
I know that.
They look just like that other man. Right. So why would that bother him?
Just the same way you just said if they knew that a male turned female, a male turned female that they wouldn't play with. The same thing. It's
I'm saying, I don't think they would not play with them because gender reassignment, they're done. They're officially a man. That's what they are. They are class on a birth certificate. Everything says male. That's a man.
I get what you're saying.
So I think we may overthink it maybe and think that, but there's a lot of guys that's going to say, all right, my dude, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so, but okay.
So what's in the comments, V?
Angelique Rodriguez came back to say there is plenty money in the all-inclusive rainbow to cause the greater upset of starting all leagues of athletes for the trans community. It was done for the disabled, which is
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it can
yeah.
be done again. She said,
I was
and my
gonna bring that
nephew,
up. Mhm.
cute, by the way. She said, my husband is definitely getting swollen.
Yes, he is. My bro is gonna be a
She's
big boy.
commenting along, but I'm getting her stuff behind because I got it.
Wonderful, wonderful. And tell Angelique, thank you for sharing.
She's doing YouTube. She hears me.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Angelique, shut up. But it's not your face. So then another thing was, even with programs such as K through 12, and we know that we have our children in AAUs and those type of programs. Do you think that it should be up to those type of organizations to make their rules as on how they want these trans children to participate, or do you think it should be left up to a structured, like right now they're trying to put it in the Title IX, but that falls under education. So I'm not talking about programs that's designed for school or like extracurricular activities. I'm talking about the programs that we as parents sign our children up for.
Yeah. After school stuff. And things like that.
Because when you start getting into politics, this is why this is getting muddy. This is not even so much about just letting society introduce and include society. This is politics getting into business that they have absolutely no idea about.
Well, some of it's federally funded, so they do have some stuff to do with it, though.
And that's where it falls under Title IX for education.
Yeah.
But I'm saying politics, period. Even when it comes down to how they're now trying to introduce this ban for the world athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's political.
Oh, of course.
Everything,
political.
everything. Honestly, everything that involves us is political.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why when we coming back to what you were saying earlier, when you were saying about us separating us as sports, that's why we don't want to do it, because we don't want to be spectators. We don't want to be the entertainment, because now it's going to be like, oh, they have to separate themselves. They had a problem with us separating them, but now they're separating themselves anyway. It's just giving them more ammunition to come back and have something to say negative. We fought for the right to be able to be accepted for who we are.
True.
Okay? So if we fought for that right and we got it, we can't now go back and say, okay,
equality.
Let's take it back. Let's take it back. But we didn't want it to go that far.
But Mel,
no, we got to go all the way with the torch. Carry it across the finish line.
Can I read Angela's comment? She came back again and said, I believe if you prove yourself on the court, male, female, trans, it wouldn't matter. Your skill will.
Yes, it do.
I don't think that we are saying, I'm just somebody over here going I'm just the engineer, y'all. What I'm saying, Angelique, I think the issue is not, can you prove yourself on the court? Because everybody wouldn't be as far in a professional league if they could not prove themselves on the court.
Absolutely.
The thing is it okay for you to...
The separation.
To prove yourself,
from here to there, and then all of a sudden, like you said, with your son, you already know the timid build and why your son is built that way. So certain things is not for your son. Is it okay for them to come in and dominate, knowing the only reason you dominating is because you came with an extra That is more so the question. I'm sorry to rant on, but they're not letting me talk, so I gotta get it all out at one time. Angelique, I get what you're saying, because in schools they did fight for the equality of disabled. They fight for the equality of certain ADHD, ADD, all those classes. First it was just DC.
Right.
Back of the bus.
Yeah.
The small classroom, they was all pushed aside.
Right.
But then they decided it wasn't fair to do this. Not my child, not my child, not my child.
Right.
And it worked to their advantage. They got what they wanted. They was able to add them in the
Yeah,
class
yeah,
with
yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah.
They was able to put them on the school bus with
Yeah.
everybody else. But when your children got pushed through, just because the teachers feel sorry
And they
for
can't
them,
read.
and they got beat on the bus by the kids who really made fun of them.
Right.
Now you got an issue with the whole school system.
Thank you.
So the problem is, tell me what you're crying for.
I like your way.
What you want? Tell me exactly what you want, so I can give you just that.
Right.
Yeah.
Watch what you ask for,
And
because
that's
you
why
might get it.
that's why I
Because
said
just
that.
because politically they are pushing trans to be able to change your mind from 12 to whatever, whatever the capacity is. I'm not sure.
Which is absolutely
look it up.
crazy.
It doesn't mean that they are on your side and they are fighting for the. I didn't know about this, y'all. So Juan's wife. Actually, I'm trying to make sure that it's seen on every camera. Wait, this is the only one that's not here. There's a certain.
That's the all-inclusive flag, y'all. All-inclusive.
All-inclusive flag.
Happy Pride.
Like I said, shout out to,
LGBTQIA plus. You
the
hear me?
community right now. What I'm saying is, just because they are giving you the right, don't mean they thought it through.
True.
Don't mean that
I
they
agree
even
with that
care
part.
about
That part
y'all.
right there,
They
B.
doing who got the power that's gonna get me in the seat and get me where I want to be.
Mhm.
They are using
My
the
point.
gay community
Huh.
for their advantage. I know what's going to get me there. I know what's going to get me on TV. All I
Absolutely.
got to do is put this on my network.
Yeah.
All I got to do is pass the bill for this, pass the bill for that. But are we thinking longevity? Are we thinking that son
Yeah.
that becomes transgender who end up getting had to play football against somebody that's great?
I would
Not
love it.
win out of.
I mean,
Love
the thing of it is, I mean,
What is it entertainment?
I mean, once you made the reassignment,
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
Just
That
like
was
you
something
can't,
for them
just
to
like
take
that was
into
for them.
consideration.
That's for that person.
And that's for that person.
Yes, the
Mhm.
individual
Right.
to have to say, I can go to that
Handle it.
capacity
Mhm.
and handle that. But once you can't, now you can't access the, okay, it's okay. Yeah, you can do it. And now, well, wait a minute, but he too big.
No, I'm with you.
You
No.
can't, and now you
And
want
Oh,
to
no,
take
no, right.
you got it's no.
And if you wanna
once you
leave-
reassignment, that's it. You changed it.
And
That's
if you want
it,
to
and
legal
that's
your
all.
own, you don't have to worry about them things.
Well,
Listen,
that's
free
I don't.
communication.
I mean, you still have to worry about the size of the person or whatever, but you're competing against people that you can actually compete against.
No.
Yes, you can
You-
compete
it's
against
humans
people you
and
can
humans.
compete against. No,
But-
we just said, Keisha,
Okay.
there's
Okay.
no way
I just
possible. No way
Alright.
possible. I'm dominant. I'm planning. I'm number one in my league, right? WNBA star, number one in my league. Now, Kobe. I'm not gonna use him. Somebody from the NBA get a gender reassignment, right?
Come get you some.
Okay, Dwayne
I
Wade.
got
Let's
what you
let's
need.
use Dwayne Wade for example. He get a reassignment, and now he wants to come join the WNBA league. I'm not number one no more.
I
This
think he
dude-
is softening the female athlete.
I'm not doing that. No, I'm not. I'm saying that
Can I-
men should not compete. I'm sorry. Transgenders should not be able to compete against
Hold on,
cisgenders
we got.
when it's the female in the female aspect. That's just
All
how I
right.
feel.
Okay.
So a female shouldn't be in the NFL either then.
No.
Okay.
All right, so we're getting really
Yeah.
testy. Real quick, I'm
Some
gonna
of this stuff is sexy.
YouTube and Facebook. Angelique came back on Facebook and said, I agree with you, Queen. This can of worms goes in every direction. And
Mhm.
the only way to sort it through is to do what you guys are doing. Talk about it.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Angelique, for
Love
understanding
you,
where I'm coming
babe.
from, because that could have went the wrong direction. David over on Facebook said, okay, and I'm telling y'all he's ready for all the smoke. So whoever ready for the smoke, he'll go back and forward. Sorry, Dave, just had to put you out there because I want them to know you for the smoke. Anyway, Dave said schools barely giving regular education. Now they're supposed to teach LBGT even if they don't understand or comprehend it.
Good topic for
That's a-
another show.
yeah,
I
I
like
was say,
that.
that's
That's
a
a
good
great. That's
topic.
a very good topic.
That's a
We
different-
like that.
Yeah, that's a
We
crossover.
that's a good show
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
another
We definitely
You
gonna
came-
look
you
at
came
that.
back to say if they had the sex change, take that ass whooping and keep moving.
Absolutely. I guess.
True, it is what it is.
That's right.
I think that's the thing that's making it
Flipping and keep moving.
right now, because the way I get what the one is saying, but she's explaining it like women are a bunch of wussies.
And that's
And I'm sitting there saying, tell them niggas bring it. But at the same time, I know certain categories. I'm gonna be like, nah, go ahead.
but
But I get what you said.
Go ahead
but,
now.
but I want you to explain it.
Clear that up. Go ahead,
I
man.
just want you to explain it
Go
for
ahead.
women without
Clear
making
it
us sound
Women,
like a bunch
ladies.
of pucks. Because I ain't no puck.
Us, all of us. Trust me and believe. I'm never doubting
Sorry, y'all,
us.
but
Especially us black women. I'm never doubting us. We are some strong people. I'm just saying.
Then, however,
that,
comma. Okay.
Yeah. Transgenders. I'm just saying that I just think that transgenders should not be able to compete with cisgenders. It's not fair. We have seen time and time again. We can pull up clips. We can you can YouTube and Google all that, and you'll see time and time again where a transgender woman has won over a cisgender woman that's been practicing for this sport for 1,000 years, and this person comes in 6 months and takes it all. We've seen it time and time again. No, I'm not saying that women can't beat men. I done beat me up a couple of men in my life.
know you
So you dumb. So I understand that. I'm not saying that. So please don't take it
I
that
know.
way.
That's why I just.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I keep saying they like I'm not inclusive. I'm all inclusive. I just think that transgender people should be in a league of their own.
And you know, that's very respectful. That's the point of this is to educate people.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do. You know, we're going to all have our own opinions about what's going on. You know, we don't have to agree. Everybody's not going to agree.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is, we do have to also consider that this whole thing is all about the politics. And that's going to be the biggest problem because once we we start taking ourselves apart from them again, you know what I mean? Now, politically, they're going to use that against us.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to be mindful that we don't want to separate ourselves. You know, we don't want to do that to ourselves.
How mental issues or different disability children, the parents fought for this.
Yeah.
The people who wanted to get in office rolled on the backs of those parents, and then those children got in those settings, and the treatment was totally different what they expected.
Agreed. And also, even when it comes down to different locations, demographics, states, that's why either it's going to have to be one solid thing, like one thing, either we all in.
Like David said, if you decide to get that
Yeah,
surgery,
you got to go through it.
This is what
Because
you're
if not,
into.
you're still opening the door to other things. You're still opening the door to different types of discrimination that can be penciled in later. It's the same thing with blacks and how they did for voting. It's the same thing with gays and how they did for marriages. It's the same thing with women and how they have abortion rights. It's the same thing.
Because now it's going to be, jobs can say, well, you couldn't fight this man but you can't lift the same way he can lift either. So we don't have to hire you because, you know, you're not really a man. We starting to make ourselves being a whole nother,
create a
whole nother
like
thing.
Angela said, can of worms real quick.
Yes.
Over on YouTube, Angela came back to say stamina, endurance, speed, agility, strength. These are not equal to all people. It just isn't. I agree with the statement trans women should not compete in athletes, but I definitely co-sign everything else. Angela is not playing with you.
So, and they have
Not love
organizations,
that.
that's advocating for that. Not for transgender women, and especially M to F, not to be able to compete. But then what? What do we do? Because you never know where your next star, you never know where your next star athlete is coming from. So you never know, right? And you didn't put yourself in a whole nother segregated spot, or you're isolating a group of people for them being themselves, for them taking the necessary steps for them to be them absolute organic selves. So how dare you discriminate once again? That's a journey on its own.
Is that discrimination? Yes. It's not even Caitlyn, to be politically correct, even Caitlyn Jenner,
who was not playing sports.
Okay, but
when Bruce was an Olympian.
Okay, but can I say this?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, absolutely. Bruce was a how many times Olympian? Before Bruce transitioned into Caitlyn, he was the man on the Wheaties box, right? He was the man back in the 70s.
Yes, because he
Right?
won.
So now that he has transitioned over, he is the biggest, she is the biggest advocate right now, transgender, for transgenders not to be playing in cisgender sports.
Advocate and athlete are different.
But what I'm saying is, my point is that once upon a time, she was an athlete.
Can I read some of this? Because
She also was in her 20s, and now she's 1,050.
I don't have a lot of percentage on here. And I
can't
keep skipping it real quick. David came on Facebook to say, "Fuck no. Who wants to see a woman play basketball or football for real?" Whoop.
What?
See what I mean?
See what I mean?
For real. So he tried to agree with LaJuan, but it came out.
You don't want to see a woman playing.
No.
This is why the
He don't want-
WNBA.
Well, the thing is,
That's real society.
let me finish. Tony Scott came in to say, true. If you ask most athletes, they will say all the same thing. Transgenders should not compete with the same sex. When you are a man, you have a sex change. You automatically will have an advantage. I don't care. Take nothing away from my ladies, but people are not being realistic. The strongest women in the world will never be stronger than the strongest man in the world.
Amen.
David came back to say everything isn't for everyone. Point blank, for the most part, women can't beat men physically. There's no shame in that at all. He said people are still fighting race.
There's some men that play that's bum as fuck. Like,
They are, but they better than the best women in the WNBA.
Before I lose the page again, guys. David said people still fighting race issues. So will the community fight for the equality without being a part of the community? David came back to say, well, if I like kids, that I can say I'm a juvenile and engage in sex with a child, if that's how I feel.
Come on, yo, you doing too much.
You called the pedophile.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go back.
You're a pedophile.
And I lost it. Sorry, Tony, but I'm gonna come back to you. It's like it's so I apologize. But Facebook has a lot to say.
but
And it's also in the group on Facebook. There's a Shem Talk group. If you jump on YouTube right now, Straight Talk with Mr. V is the same show going live. I can read your comments there. Instagram.
Get it
Timeless
together.
underscore JMH. But right now, if you go to YouTube and pull up Straight Talk with Miss MSVEE.
Get right
Straight
back.
Talk with Miss V, I can get you.
You get you right back on.
With Angela. I'm not reading Angela and avoiding.
So listen to this, and here's my thing. Even when it comes down to females in sports, period, underrated. We have some female athletes that's a beast. We got some male athletes that's scrubbers, but they're still placed in the arena. I do think that some sports maybe should have basketball. Yes, play. Let everybody play. Basketball is one of those sports.
Have you ever played basketball before, Keisha?
I was a basketball
Have you ever played basketball before?
player.
You played organized basketball before?
Yes, I did.
No, hold on.
No.
I'm talking to this one right here.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, for real.
No.
Seriously.
No.
You've never. So how can you? As I played all my life, right?
And again, my
So
point.
so
Some
my-
people are scrubs and some people are good.
So my point is that I'm not gonna say I was the best person at playing basketball, because if I was, then my career would have went a little further than
What
just
career?
high school. Exactly. But what I'm saying is, playing basketball. If I got on the field, if I got on the court rather, let's go back to high school. In high school, and playing against what I was 5'3".
I got a legitimate argument here.
Good.
Me too.
I was the only girl on all boys basketball team.
Okay.
Only girl. They played with me.
How
on
much
the
playing
court just
time
like
did you
that.
get?
I played.
How
I
many-
was a ball. I
was
was a
you-
power forward.
you a starter?
You trying to? It's not about that.
I'm
The point
asking.
you can't see. There you go. Soon as I give you the answer, you try to churn it.
I'm not.
No, it can happen. I'm letting you know it can happen. Don't try to change it now. I proved the point to you.
Y'all
I was
trying
the
to make it
only
seem
girl
like I'm
on an all boys basketball team.
Right.
It doesn't matter. The point I'm making to you is because of that, you can't say that, boys won't want to play. Those guys
They're not.
play ball with me. They play ball with me. I balled out.
That's
Got
you're not-
trophies and everything.
You're not
The point
listening to what I'm saying. That's not what I said.
You said
They knew that that you are a woman. Yes.
Yeah, so what that means?
So that's not what I said. What I said was, if we got a female turned male into the NBA, right, or in the NFL, right, and they found out that this female to male, because now all the gender markers say male, right?
With the body.
What the natural body was, they were not, it's not going to be the same. Thank you, babe.
Not want to play with us.
You think they would not want to play with him because he got a sex change?
Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
No,
Do y'all understand what I'm
it
saying?
could be the physical impact. Them dudes on that football field will put on.
They're going to fuck you up even
that
harder.
hurt.
They're going to
They will
tackle you even harder.
We all know that a
But you like a
contact sport
princess.
like football,
That's it.
no, even male to male, mentally can give you brain damage. Brain is fine.
I
It's brain
agree.
damage.
That's why I
So
think
just imagine.
collective sport.
I'm just saying in one's defense. Just imagine knowing that. Let's just imagine knowing that about your son, and they on the field every time, how they'll huddle up and say, "Who we beating?"
Right.
You know, but even if you come and can play, Keisha,
But
that's what I'm saying. Even if, because I ain't saying they scrubs, because I'm a woman who's gonna go hard every time. What I'm saying is the mean impact they would do. And the first thing they're gonna say is, well, you asked to do it, we're giving it to you. I just want to say in that with that comment real quick, Amon, I want to say, hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. If I'm messing it up, I truly apologize. Over on YouTube said, oh shit, y'all.
Well, let me.
One-
wait,
one-
wait,
one-
you
no,
get
I'm-
that-
I'm at it because they said like 5 comments. Go ahead, Keisha.
So again, it's one of those things like selective sports. Track, yes, that's definitely a sport where your structure comes into play. Basketball not so much, and I'm not saying that you're not built. I'm not saying that you're not that it doesn't take a certain level of stamina. Football, yes, no, they should not. It's certain sports that I think that once your body, your makeup comes into play, then yeah.
Like
But
golf.
I
Like
did
golf.
say this. This is
I'm gonna
what
get
I
y'all-
said earlier when I made this statement earlier. I said once you do a gender reassignment, it's up to the individual. I think that's where I don't think that we don't want to stop them. We don't want to say do it.
Bro.
What I'm saying is we have to understand once they did that gender reassignment, it is up to them to decide if I can handle that sport or that caliber. Now, you might think that girl might have thought she could really beat that man.
Bro.
You understand? I'm just saying it has to be that becomes a choice thing, because the truth of the matter is you want us to break away and put us in a box, and other people are trying to put us in a box. It was okay for them to put us in a box for this, but you didn't want them to put us in a box for something else. We got to make up our mind.
No, I don't
Let
want to
me
be
jump
put
on
in
this
my.
comment
I'm also
real
not
quick.
transgender.
I
So.
apologize. AUHU is the name on YouTube. They said they have plant-based medicine that will turn genetics into Greek gods, and you'll look at everyone in disgust. Once I'm going to read all of them back to back. They came up in different parts of your topic. Once you go in, you can't come back out. Came back again to say we got Akron, Ohio, LeBron James formula. The next comment was we VPs in the real world. The next comment was, what would this world be if everyone was limitless? Not everyone is supposed to be limitless. LOL. Sprinting does a whole lot for the body. So, all right, we get it. I just want to say one thing in reply to what you had to say, Keisha. If Brittany Garner is her name, she's pretty tall. She's pretty she's not the average woman height and size.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Even her against a brick wall like LeBron James, you have to have a certain amount of in every sport. So that physical, just because it ain't football and it's so compact, if that brick wall like LeBron James is coming down the court on her, she ain't finna do nothing but fall or get out his way, because he's gonna take her down.
But that can happen to a weakest man.
No, what
That
I'm
can happen
saying,
to a weaker man.
what I'm
That's
saying,
about it.
yes, no, I'm not saying that.
Can't go up against
All right,
LeBron.
now listen.
Yeah,
I'm not
using
jumping.
LeBron.
No,
Yeah.
listen.
Admitting
Are
that
you missing
he
it? down
naive
with
right now, Mel.
I'm
You're being
with you
naive right
with
now,
that.
Mel.
I'm jumping in on that. I'm not. Believe me, I don't want to battle with anybody. I'm just simply giving the description of, I don't think, I mean, even though football hurts way more faster, but I think you still have to be at a certain caliber even for basketball.
So let me say
I'm a
this.
basketball fan, and I think that basketball players put it in to
Right.
get the work to where they are.
Right.
So I don't want to downplay it like just because you see the shorts, they make the difference.
Here's my thing. Even in like AAUs, when you sign these children up, all of these children not built the same.
Of course they not.
Okay, so
That's not the.
my child was small, but could play. But however, she came up with some girls that was big, cornbread big. Like you want to check their birth certificate big. However, met the qualifications. You had to be 8 to 10, 10 to 12, whatever.
Right.
You met the qualifications.
Right.
What I will tell you this is, it wasn't 16 still playing boys and girls on the same basketball team.
Exactly.
I'm saying girls and girls with some big girls.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, look what we're like, because we know it's some big women now. Like I think if Mel put me in a bed hug, she gonna hurt me. I mean, so everybody ain't the same.
I'm gentle.
And
Right.
and that's the case.
And at the end of the day, I better address Mel and don't call her a lady. Because she won't feel some kind of way. So I'm not discriminating against in that caliber. I'm just saying, as for basketball, don't downplay my players because they put in a lot.
Right, but hold on. But if that was the case, if that was the case, if everybody should be created equally when it comes to the sports era, then it wouldn't be a thing as women's sports and men's sports. It'll be just a mixed fucking melting pot of sports. That's why in high school or in middle school or in elementary school, you have girls basketball, you have boys basketball, you have girls soccer, you have boys soccer.
You're also
you
talking about
politically
organizations that has been
this-
around for decades and
so you
decades of misunderstanding and education, because now that's not where we're moving towards. Now that's not where we are.
So let's drop. Give me for a second. So let's just drop all that
It's
shit.
like y'all got Facebook and YouTube, boy.
Let's drop all that shit and just
And I'm
melt
telling you,
all
I'm
the
reading
fuck. Let's just have co-ed
If I'm
sports.
missing you,
Okay, because all of
go
it
to
started
YouTube,
because
straight talk with Miss V. But I want to ask you this. You said that's
That's
not where we are
fucking
now.
crazy.
I said, why? Do you know why we are right here, right now?
we're growing more. Our perception is different. Our people, our understanding
All
is
right, what I'm
different.
asking you, not the community. Why is so much advantage given to the community at this point?
Eventually, what?
I don't mean.
Sports, or if you want to be transgender, or if you want this, do you know why? Like you said, before we wasn't this way, but now
Because
have
we got-
grown.
It's
You know,
time for people to accept
because
people for who they are.
Y'all need to understand this.
So y'all think that
A lot of your
America is being
politicians
progressive right now?
are gay.
All right, so
So
this is.
we have the same. They're fighting for our rights to have the same rights as the next person.
I just want to be
So-
consciously aware that some of the politicians are only doing it because the community is so strong, which it go hard, and I love it.
Yeah, 'cause we
That's
got-
why I said
we got-
no
yeah.
way Thomas Jeremy Studios will not have a show like this.
Right.
It was particularly set out for me to have this show.
Nice segue. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just telling my truth. You know me, I'm always gonna tell the truth. I know how to toot my own horn
I hear you. I
at all
see you.
costs. So it's not about tooting the horn. I toot
Girl,
my shit
go ahead,
and
do
then
your
stuff.
thing.
I hate when you push my button. You know the fuck.
got
I'm
push it.
fit.
I got
But
push it.
so this is what I'm
yeah,
saying.
jump over
I
it.
just want people to be aware that just because politicians give you something,
Mhm.
it's not always for your good.
Oh
Just
no!
because they make t-shirts in your size don't mean you should wear it. However,
And that's for all of it. Can I read some of y'all face? Go ahead. However, comma.
go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna just go through real quick before I lose it again. David said, it can happen, but it's not the majority, ma'am. Tony Scott came back and said, you will never have a transgender player in NFL. David said,
No, we don't
will
agree. I
destroy
don't
a
want
woman
that. I wouldn't want
frame on the field. That was when we was talking about NFL.
Mhm.
Confused.
Um, He talking about the
no, I'm talking about Mel comment.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Tony, first off, I totally agree with you. We would not want to see
Mhm.
a woman in the NFL
Speak
playing
for
against
yourself.
men. I wouldn't. because it's a physical contact sport that is hurting men. So I wouldn't want to see a man, but I
cancel
do
the
think
sport
that there's
altogether
some
then.
things.
So you picking and
No,
choosing.
I think that I think there's some sports that we should be able to be in.
Nah, bro.
Basketball, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Nah, bro.
Okay, tennis,
I agree.
I don't see nothing wrong with it. Okay, baseball, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I'm being for real. There's some.
It's a reason.
Hold on. Contact sports are different than just being in sports. Basketball is very contact. Don't get me wrong. I played a power forward, so I understand. You got a lot of, you're gonna run into a lot of big bodies. I got that. I understand that. But I'm talking about football. No, I would not say that because I wouldn't want to see my son on a field with a big grown man.
You can't pick and choose though.
No,
if you
because
want
the
equality,
stride is so long on certain people.
if you want equality, you want equality. You second guessing yourself.
No, I'm not.
You can't say I want equality, but I only want it for certain things. If you want equality, you want it across the board.
No, because you just said you want to take us and separate us
Wait a
completely.
minute.
Hold on. You wanted to separate
Tyler again in my ear.
My bad. Legally, illegal.
completely from the rest of the world. We just fought to get in the world. Now you want us to get out the world.
No.
You got to make up a mind.
I'm
Make
not.
your mind.
I'm not.
Comment on Facebook.
I'm not
You
being.
can't come out. You can't.
And
You
then
got to
with
make
that,
it in. You got to make
I
it in.
didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said a league of your own. That's not hiding you back, putting you back in the closet, hiding you back from the world. I'm just saying, give you a place where you can comfortably compete against people of your like kind. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
All right,
let's
so LaWan,
Human
do you
is
a
also
like
agree that, are you going to, while you're fighting that
uh-huh.
for your community, are you
Mhm.
also going to fight? Black people should have all black team. Will they ever give us that? Let's be serious.
What do you mean?
Black anything, all black anything.
That's
While
all
you're
another
fighting,
topic, V.
no, I'm not going off the topic. I'm trying to help it make sense from what I think Mel was saying to you.
Okay.
Why it's categorized
Mhm.
is the same way why they ain't gonna never give blacks all of anything. They ain't gonna give anybody else all of anything. Cause you ask them to put you in this bubble
Mhm.
and you want the community to have all their own anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're gonna look at you like, well, hold up. So you want me to give you the change? I gave you that.
Exactly.
You want me to do this? I want you to get. Now you want me to. So now what y'all want your own housing community? If you want to be like everybody else, come the fuck out here and be like everybody else.
Yeah, right.
Don't
Yeah.
ask me to
No.
put you in the
What
bubble.
I said-
If I already
And
let you
equity,
out of the
that's
bubble.
the thing.
They're not
Society
doing it.
doesn't
They're
want.
not doing it, Vaughn.
Listen, what I'm saying is society does not want a transgender competing with cisgender sports. Is what I'm saying.
What
But
I said, that's not
hold
what
on,
you said.
let me finish.
That's not what you
Let
said.
me finish. That's it. What I
That's
said.
not what you said.
But
No, what
I'm saying.
Let's read up to
let
what
me
you
clear.
just said.
All right, let me clear. Let me tell you. That's what I'm saying. So when I say give y'all a league of your own, I'm not saying put y'all off in a bubble and let y'all float over there.
Exactly, like you said,
and let-
ship them off to
let
Jibbithy.
me, let me just finish. What I'm saying is, as if you guys had your own league, if transgenders had their own league, it could be ran the way that they want. They can compete the way they want comfortably, because we can get into the bathroom situation, the changing room situation. We can get into all of them, and I bet you there's a bunch of transgenders that's like, oh yeah, I would rather go change in my car than to change. You know what I mean? So we can get to all of. I said I bet you. I didn't say that. That's to prove it. But what I'm saying is,
You better.
I said that. So what I'm saying is, if they had a space of their own, a safe space of their own, they can compete and be comfortable on their own. Because every
Inclusion
time you
should be the
come
safe space.
to no, it should be.
Leave people to their own autonomy.
But that's not the
Allow
real
people to
world.
just be
Y'all
people.
thinking y'all only
It's not the
serious,
real world
and
because
y'all not
people
living
like
the
you
real
still
world.
saying that same crazy.
I'm not sure I'm
Leave
against it.
people to their
I
own
don't think
autonomy.
that transgender
If they
should
meet the
compete with this shit.
qualifications,
That's just
if they
my
meet the
opinion.
qualifications,
we all have an
let them
opinion.
have at it.
We all have an opinion.
That's fine.
Let me say that.
Very
We
good.
all have our own opinions. We're not sitting here to fight with anybody.
Oh,
yeah.
You want to say
It's all
everybody
over
that's
this
on
earth.
YouTube and Facebook that's commenting, y'all on fire, and Shem Talk greatly appreciate
Appreciate
y'all.
you guys.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
So much
Thank
going on.
Thank
We
you.
want to hit all the points in the hour,
Right.
but we always going to go back at our time and comment
Yes.
to everybody because there's a lot of points being made. I do, however, one thing one. Here's the thing: we can't say, "Let us in," but then give me my own box.
But right here, to a glass
They
ceiling.
not saying that. That's not what they saying. But LaJuan,
No, that's why I said I'm talking
Transgenders
to
are not
you.
saying that.
I'm only
But
talking to you.
society is trying to push them out of the sport. Period. Right now, what the law is that it's not a ban. It's the federal is they're not getting anybody's not getting federally funded if you have transgenders in your sport. So what that happens is
It's a ban.
what's going to happen? Right? No, only if you're getting federally funded. If your programs are getting federally funded.
No, it's not. But okay, go ahead.
That's the article that I read.
Let her finish.
Only if your program is being federally funded, the federal is not giving you money to fund this anymore if you have transgenders. So what's going to happen? All of these secret pop-up groups are going to happen, so they don't need the federal money to participate in the sports, like private schools and stuff like that. So what they going to do? Like, come on, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Real quick, AUHU on YouTube. It was a lot of comments, but this one I picked out particularly. You can be righteous all you want when you ask for it, but as soon as one person messes up, it ruins it for everybody. One for all and all for one. So on that note, I'm going to say one more time. Once you ask for it, we're not going to ask for a process of elimination. As Mel said earlier, I have to agree. Once you make that change, once that law comes in, you just got to be ready.
No, you do.
I mean, you got to look at, like you said before, I'm not sure if it was you or Keisha, how far we've come.
Yes.
You could literally go to jail and be beaten to death for being gay, and nobody wouldn't give a fuck about you and your lady.
So true.
And now
To right now, you're streaming yourself, your own show, doing Pride with your flag, with people here that's recognized as different nouns of the sort, are in your own realm, speaking your own mind, giving your own point of view. You've come a long way.
Right.
Don't ask them to say, I only want my own channel. No, we busting open every motherfucking door. Knocking down the door. You gotta make it known that we here. We here. So do I walk around with the shirt and the flag? I won't. But what I'll do is come in the door. But when I'm in the door, I'm in this motherfucker.
I want to say something.
So as the person said, all for one, one for all.
This is so true what she's saying right here. And another reason I picked the NBA is because if you look at the pay for the WNBA and you look at the pay for the NBA, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And some of the men that's in the NBA should not even be making that type of money because
And
there's
they're
some
making
women who can probably bust their
My
behind
point
and
exactly.
kill them.
That's it.
So only reason I say WNBA, no, you're right. NFL, no, we're not standing up. A woman is not structured to just beat on a man. So no, I wouldn't say contact sports.
I feel where
Some
you're
people
coming
going to
from.
say basketball is a contact sport, but you do more physical running up and down. If you can take that stride and you can shoot the ball and something like going up for rebound.
Right.
So suppose
That ain't
basketball. Come on. You talking about? Suppose I'm a dribbler. I could dribble. I might shake and bake some. I might be
Not saying
AI.
that you can't.
So that's the only reason I say women can use certain sports. Yeah, I think they should because they getting ripped off. They not getting paid for their potential because they are women.
And let me
So once
say that-
again, we're being discriminated against. So let's not just talk about the gay. We're being discriminated. Period.
I was going to say
Agree.
that, Mel, I
Agree.
love that point that you just made.
I agree.
Because it's not just for the transgender at that
Yes.
point. Because let's be real,
Right.
the WNBA, let's just be real about college basketball compared to NBA.
Yeah.
These kids ain't get, like they just starting to break through about finances for
I was
college
about to
kids.
say, they
and
getting
these
paid
kids
now.
go hard.
They getting
in
paid
the
now.
paint.
These college
You know
kids
what-
getting paid now. With their
But look where they came from. And they stepped back and took what they had to take to get it there. And they didn't ask for their own
The whole bubble.
Thing.
They
Real quick,
went hard for it. Them
This
girls
is
going hard for it.
a different thing though. This ain't what
No, it
I
ain't.
can definitely read this comment. Maybe this
this
will
is
help.
different.
Over on YouTube, AUHU said, if I'm studying the same subject in a class full of students, and one person speaks up for the student body, so the subject could be easier, and then the teacher said, basically, yeah, I'll go and give it to you because this person spoke up. When that person failed to complete, your whole group failed to complete. Basically,
Powerful. I like this point.
Watch-
Because
watch who you
basically, be
speaking
careful
up
what
for.
we're saying. Because
Who you
now we
speaking up
saying,
for.
now we saying, we wanted to get in. Like I was saying earlier, he's saying the same thing. But now we saying, because we can't handle the pressure, we want to pull
you
out.
want to box out.
You can't.
That's what you're saying.
No, that's what you saying.
No, you just said you want to be
Wait a minute,
inclusive,
but what about when
but
they're
only
being
in certain
pushed out?
sports.
No.
That's what you
But
said.
we
And
said-
that's what happened.
And
Exactly what you're saying.
And certain
That's
sports
what
only
they're
with
saying.
only with the physical.
There's no way I think that they'll ever actually be pushed out because the gay community now is so strong.
It is.
Everywhere.
You
in
would
every
never see a
category.
transgender.
What they will do is, like that example, they'll let that one person make it so hard, put them on the team, and watch this person get beat to a bloody pulp, worn out to pieces, and then let me finish. And they're going to use that person as an example to say, see, this is why we ain't want to let
Exactly.
Roe versus Wade.
But we already doing that. But
Exactly.
you're saying like the same thing with women's rights. The same thing.
Yeah.
The
No.
same
That's what you asked for.
No.
Why should you
No.
ask for it?
No.
The problem is once you start it, you can't stop.
Basically,
That's
Once you start, you can't stop.
you come
We can't.
forward.
If we go, if we act
Right,
for
what
it,
you're saying
I keep going.
let's select the sports that they can play in, is what you're saying.
No,
Let's
what
select
I'm
the sports.
saying is,
And
what I'm
Keisha
saying,
saying, let's all be married.
listen. What I'm
No.
saying to you is,
I'm hearing
we
you.
can't stop. Whether
I hear you.
whichever resolution we come to,
Mhm.
we have to be willing to go forward.
Agreed.
Because the thing of it is, what we doing is can't. I don't want to set us back, because once we start to separate ourselves, they're going to use that against us.
But I'm talking about society. It's never going, like you just said, it's never going to be a transgender NFL star. It's never going to be
Says who? You saying never.
Says the white man that runs the world. That's who. That's who.
You don't know them.
Well, when they get
I
ready,
do. I do know that. I do
Because
know
that's
that.
the case.
I
They
do
said
know
there's never going to be a black president. Hello, Barack Obama. Don't play. You don't know. Like, it's progressive. It's people that's still in an antiquated mind frame and are thinking that you are in. If at the end of the day, it comes down to this, this is the point. Hold
Keisha,
on.
they could-
Hold on. Hold on. At the end of the day, it comes down to this. Let people make their own decisions
saying the whole
for
time.
who they are. If people meet the qualifications, let them do that. If they meet the qualifications to be a homeowner, let them be a homeowner, whether they're black, white, woman, male, from this country or not. If people meet the qualifications, leave them to their own autonomy. Leave people to make their own decisions for their life as they did when they decided to change their gender. So guess what? You can't make up the mind for these people. These are things that they have to take into consideration. Our part as a community, our part as a society is to include all people, accept people for who they are, and let people be people. Let's love on bottom line for humanity.
Okay.
That's it.
That part is, and I totally
Go
agree
ahead.
with that. That is totally agreeable for
Okay.
me, because I feel like, once we have made a conscious decision,
Mhm.
the thing of it is, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm listening.
I use myself with this one quick point.
Okay.
Do you know how many people go against me on a spiritual realm because I choose to have a ministry
Mhm.
and serve God, and people
Mhm.
don't believe that?
Okay.
But I'm not gonna stop running.
Of course not.
I'm gonna keep pushing.
As you
So
should.
we don't want to stop our transgenders from pushing.
Nope.
We want to support them
Uh-huh.
and show them that whatever you choose
Mhm.
to do,
Mhm.
whoever you
Choose
choose to
wisely.
you just make sure that
That's
you
your
choose
It's
for
their
the
choice.
choice
What you
that's
can
best
do.
for you. Because the truth
Choose
of the
what you
matter
can
is,
deal with.
we can't ask for it and then tell them, no, I don't. I'm not saying I don't think that we should separate anything. I think that we should allow people to do whatever they want to do. If they want to play football and take that chances, that's on them.
Okay.
But the truth of the matter is, logically, maybe that you won't see that, but you might see a lot more women in the NBA, in the NBA from the WNBA, because they know that they can rock and roll just like them boys running up and down the court. Maybe they not feel the same way, so we don't have to separate them. What we can say is, make your choice.
Okay. But let me say this, and then I guess Keisha, you can take us out for the show. But ignorance breeds
With your permission.
ignorance. No, I'm just
No, it was just fun.
Thank you, Mr. White Man.
I appreciate that. Like, come on. Ignorant breeds ignorance, right? We black. We it's 4 black women in this room, right? And every day we gotta fight some kind of something as being one, black, two, a woman. You get what I'm saying? It's hard in this life. Oh, and three, lesbian.
There you
That's
go.
the biggest
You got
one.
the
You know
third
what I'm
one.
saying?
It's three. We got three.
I was
I
riding
like
to work
my three
today.
battles. I like my three
I
battles.
was riding to work today and like, dang, I'm not to defend this tattoo. I got a tattoo in the back of my leg of two women and I got to go to whatever. So it's three things that we got to fight all the time. Ignorance breeds ignorance. And it's 2023 and we still fighting the simple shit for us, right? So I say all that to say that when I say that a transgender will never be in these top spots because ignorance breeds ignorance. So the people that's in the high spots right now, those white men I'm talking about that run the world, how do you think they raising their kids right now? The ones that got the money. How they raising their kids? This shit ain't acceptable. We ain't never doing this shit right here. You get what I'm saying? And this is how the world is.
I think you need to hold on. I think you need to get out your box, baby. I guarantee you, some of them white people. Listen, some of them white people that's up there, their children are just like us.
They are, but they fighting so hard from that shit.
The point of it is, what make you think they won't make the change?
Nobody
Because they're gonna take that money away. That's why. They're gonna take that money away. That's why.
Once they get listen, did you hear what I said? I said once they get there. All right,
I just want to say this from the one point.
Y'all right, I'm
You
wrong.
gotta know at times, I'm not gonna say everything every time, but what we're given because they're allowing us to have it, like she said, and what we take. We did have Barack Obama in office. It brought me in office. It brought me in tears the night that he won the votes. But we gotta
Not once,
we
but
gotta
twice.
but we gotta wonder if that first one was
Oh, he might have done right now.
if that first office, did we get it because they gave it to us? Because you gotta look at all that
Overthinking.
shit them Bushes did,
Overthinking.
all that military shit, all the wars, all that money they fucked off. Then you had Clinton come in, get in the head, is all on everywhere. So now they gave it. Let's distract them. We'll give them that. Now, did our God take it the second time? I believe we woke up and we realized we can take it.
No, I think
we gotta watch,
agree
like
with
the
you
one
on
said,
partly,
what
but-
they giving us and what
But
we're taking.
the-
I think they gave the community. We're gonna give them the marriage, but the community has gotten so full force now that they take it.
Now you talking about
Every which
changing
way.
your
They
gender. Now
take
you
it what
talking
they
about
want
right.
now. They
Yo,
and like
can
you
I
said,
please
Go ahead.
just know what you're
understand
what you're
understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Okay, you're basically saying
Uh-huh.
that as our people, us,
Okay.
are part of we're part of the LGBTQ community. Once you're saying that you want them to not be basically kind of like, because Obama, she made a good point with the Obama. Let's use the Obama thing. She said they might have let him in the first term.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what's happening
What's
is
happening?
times are changing.
Yeah,
And we are starting to stand up. We are starting to do what we
Yeah.
want to do.
Yeah.
We are starting to show. The problem is, you look at it. When we want something in our community,
Mm-hmm.
we stand up for it. And the LGBT community, they will shut things down if you do something against them. That's that's why so many people are against us, because they feel like, oh, they give us what we want. No, we fight for what we
and
want.
that's the thing.
And they
now
still
we
fight,
community-
and they
take it.
still give
They
it.
take
They
it.
still give us what they want to
No,
give
the
us.
point of it is,
No, I think they
Yeah,
gave
you. I
in the
think you
beginning,
have
but now the
limited
community
yourself.
is taking
I think, yes, because you basically giving them too much power.
They got the power.
No, the problem is
Here's
that's
here,
got
let me
too
say
much
this.
power.
Let me
She's
say
entitled
this.
to that.
One,
I'm entitled. You're entitled to
one,
that.
one. Excuse me. Once I get at the table, I'm no longer deserving at the table. I'm gonna do what I need to do at this table, and that's
Yeah.
it. Point blank.
So you might have
period.
gave me the seat the first time, but once I'm here,
Don't act like I'm deserving, like it's a privilege.
Yeah, that's the way you talk.
No, it's a
like,
privilege
they
for you to
giving us
have
everything.
me.
That's not. I didn't say
And that's
any
the
of that.
point straight across the
But you-
board.
That's how y'all interpreted it.
Let them get there.
That's not what I'm saying.
Let them get
And when you get to the table as a black lesbian woman, you gotta fight 2 times harder.
So what? I still have to fight.
Let me ask you a
That's
question.
all I'm saying.
Listen,
Whatever.
are you ready for the fight? Don't
That's
say,
it.
oh, they don't
No,
know you ain't ready
no.
for the fight.
I'm not
See,
saying
I'm
that.
gonna sit at the table because I'm ready for it. When you get there, I'm gonna let you my seat.
That's
You
not
can treat me anything.
That's not
but
my
I'm
fight,
gonna take
so no,
control
I'm
of it.
I'm not gonna be at the table. I'm not
We
gonna be at the table.
Thank you.
Because that's not my fight.
So, with that, it's not your fight.
Talk about some lesbian shit. I'm there at the table like this.
Hold up. Listen.
Don't fight for
Listen. Like I said earlier on,
Uh-huh.
we here at Shem are about the whole community.
You're right. My bad.
Okay,
You're right.
so we have to be very
But
mindful.
I'm still gonna be strong.
Yeah, we fighting for everybody.
I fought for this, so don't do me. Don't do me. Did I fight for this?
We want you
Come on,
to
let's
speak on every aspect.
Did I fight for this?
Listen.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about that though.
I like my
about it. Camera, what are you talking
Let's
about?
go ahead.
KUHU over Instagram said God chooses who he wants. It may confuse you, but you'll see.
How about that
So
part?
basically, God giving the power for every situation. It might confuse you
Agreed.
now because of your white thinking,
No.
but you'll see
I'm
later.
not. No,
God
no. First of all, I don't like the way that the narrative is written to me. I'm not whitewashing anything.
No, he didn't.
No,
What he
he
said
didn't.
was, no, what he said.
Okay.
I'll read you exactly what he said. He
got
said,
that
God
serious.
chooses
Mm-hmm.
who he wants.
Mm-hmm.
It may confuse you, but you'll see. So no matter what's, I'm adding this part.
Right.
No matter what's given,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how many lines you're able to step in,
Mm-hmm.
God lined you up to
Agreed.
where
For the fight that you designed to fight.
Agreed.
Because that's why I tell people
That's
all
it.
the time.
But my
What
whole
God has
point
for me,
is
can't nobody take it
there
from
will
me.
never be a transgender in the NFL that's a star. There will never be a
okay.
transgender
So what we
in
saying
the
is
NBA
they
that's a
do
star.
second
There will never be
Michael.
Everybody got
wrestling.
to
No, that's all I'm saying.
Turn her mic off.
Hit me in the inbox if you think I'm wrong. Hit me in my inbox if you think I'm
Everybody
wrong.
has an opinion. In my opinion,
I believe that comment was powerful.
and in my opinion, you know,
Drink
honestly,
to that.
that point that was made right there, what God got for you is for you.
I'm
And
not
if He
saying-
directs me to go forward, I'm gonna go forward.
And I'm not telling you
I'm
not
not
to go.
You know,
I'm not telling you
I'm not
not to go
I'm not
forward.
gonna say,
Even when
and I'm
you
not
don't
gonna be
even
scared.
see it for
I'm
you.
not saying not
Like
to
I
be
said, I
scared.
had no idea about. I don't even give a damn what I wear, let alone what other people wear.
Mhm.
God actually, here, this is what you're gonna do with this clothing line. God, what God has for you is for you. So we don't know if it'll ever be a transgender,
yeah,
but I'm
'cause
gonna quote you on it today.
yeah,
We're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it go.
Yeah.
And Keisha, what you think?
Love is
Close
love,
it out.
and humanity is the bottom line. Allow people to make their own decisions for their lives. Just
Yeah.
open the door for it. Let people be people and love who they are for who they are. That's all I got. And I said got, not have.
And that's it for us here on Gym.
Alright.
We want to thank everybody who was out there. We got a lot of people that was commenting. We love the fact that commenting.
There she go. Here go the English
You know, she's
teacher,
an
y'all.
English professor. Y'all have to excuse her. But anyway, we are glad that y'all are here, and we ask you to continue to come out every week to support us here at Shem Talks.
Yeah, and hit us up and let us know what you think. Any topics you want to discuss. How we could take this further. Very good points. Again, thank you everybody. Thanks to our wonderful engineer. Thanks to my two hymns on the side.
You don't know my pronouns today. Don't.
You right. You right.
And if anybody happen to go to
Old
our
white man is what
Shem
I'm
Talk
thinking.
group, come to the
Money
Shem
bag,
Talk
yeah.
group. Let's get on the Shem Talk group, everybody. Let's get on there, and we interacting with everybody. We want to show y'all love. If you have some comments, or even if you have some suggestions, we're open for that as well. And also, I'm Mel, and I'm Jay Storms. If you go to Facebook, just look for the letter JSTORMS in capital letters, Jay Storms. That's my ministry. Come and check me out. And it's for the LGBT community and any allies.
Go ahead.
You know, y'all can find me all time at LaJuan Myrick on Facebook. You can find me at one of three. Damn, I'm gonna give myself 2 extra kids. 1 of 3 on Instagram and just 1 on TikTok. I'm on everywhere.
And that
Again.
one is spelled how?
Juan is spelled JUAN, just like if I was a little, Spanish or whatever. But I'm not. I'm not. Just black. But anyway,
Go ahead, Keisha, give it to him.
I'm out in these
yeah,
streets.
she just in these streets.
She in the
I'm
street,
also
y'all.
wealth, weirdo, and wellness. So that's what I'm going to close with. Hit us up, y'all.
Yeah,
Thank
hit us